Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United, Chelsea, Spurs show. Manchester United, ballers at the bridge, talking that Tottenham talk podcast, all meeting up the regular crossover. Big up to my guy Jez, who was also in the building as well. Large up to everyone in the chat. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video first and foremost, whether you're watching live right now or watching this back. Let's hit that like button straight away. Please share this across all the socials. Make sure you're following Sarcasm City TV across all socials as well. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell. It is road to 7K subscribers. Like I stated at the very start, this is the United Chelsea Spurs show. So please keep all your questions Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs related. As you can see from the title, Frank Lampard gets his first win as Chelsea boss, with Chelsea winning 3-1 at Bournemouth. Spurs win 1-0 at home to Crystal Palace with a Harry Kane goal, and Manchester United face West Ham late tomorrow. What are you telling me though, Jez? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What are you guys saying? Hope you good as well, Flows. Hope the child's good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All bless, all bless. The Chelsea representatives will be here shortly, people. But like I said, any questions you do have for Chelsea, I'll start them and get to them. Any Spurs questions, Jez is here. Any Manchester United questions, I'm here. But you can flip it. Well, if you have a question about Manchester United or Chelsea for Jez, that's cool. If you have a question for Spurs or Chelsea that you want to ask me, that's also fine as well. And of course, if you super chat, we will get straight to your comment or your question straight away, people. Big up to Jack, who's in the cut, who says big up flawless. Peter G says big up flawless. Lampard in. King Calvin says big up. Zane says we've done our jobs in applying some pressure. It's in your hands, flawless. Yeah, man, it's been in our hands, and people have been asking me, "Oh, are you worried about Manchester United not finishing in the top four?" No, we have to win 3 of our remaining 6 games. We can't get 3 wins from West Ham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and then Fulham. That's on us, especially with 3 of those games being at home and our home form being so good. So if we can't, that's legit on us. So I fully expect us to finish in the top four. Let's say worst case scenario, United were to lose tomorrow against West Ham. I'd still be sat here saying the same thing the next day. Oh, you lot would see me on the Q&A. Like I'm fully confident in Manchester United finishing in the top four. I still think third's up for grabs. Still think we'll finish third. Big up to Warrior J as well. Big up to Dan who says, big up. This is probably the first time in ages that the so-called top 6 sides all won on the same day since Chelsea have finally done it, and shit on the Villa too. Yeah, Wolves also won as well. But yeah, it is. Big up to Ed as well. And he says, congratulations on Chelsea securing safety this season. Warrior J says, flawless. I could see why you want Ivan Toney if you saw the Liverpool game today. Yeah, he converted Taza today. Like Taza was like, right, I wasn't familiar with your game. Ivan Toney has everything you need to be an elite striker, to be a top quality striker. Absolutely everything. Physical side he has, the technical side he has, and the mental side he seems to have as well. Like, is there levels to go? Yes. But I think if you put him in a better team with better players around him and there's less reliance on him to create, do the business. Like the battle with him and Kanate today was interesting. And Kanate is no mug, but Ivan Toney a different class. But we'll go to Spurs anyway. 1-0 winners versus Crystal Palace. What are you telling me, Jesse?
I think good win in terms of like I remember the last time of it since we had a win in this, so I feel like I said this already. Like for me, I don't really care about the performances. No, it's more about getting. You don't want the place to be as toxic as possible. That you're trying to manage it. And to be honest, since Man Mason came in, even though not all results came, obviously he coached United, Liverpool, and today against Palace. And all 3 games had positives. Some negatives as well, which we always had, regardless who was here. But also positives with managers we maybe didn't have. Um, I like the fact he tactically switched it up, where he started the game with a 4-4-2, but also it was disguised in a 3-5-2. So or 3-4-3, however you want to call it, in terms of like showing like showing tactical flexibility. I can't remember the last time since we had a manager that can change formation mid game and it works so well. And it comes also from him just being able to coach the team actually for like some good time because we had so many games even in between where that's why I was in the start I was really confused even with the formation. So Emerson's going to play right centre back or Davis. What's going on here? But nah, it was a good game. Obviously, it wasn't pretty. which is obvious with the midfield that we have. Like I always keep saying, like with them, like no disrespect to Skip or Højbjerg, but if you really want to go somewhere, I just don't think they're like levels like that. Like maybe Højbjerg maybe impresses international, but international football is different to club football or league football, whatever. Like, and I can't remember where he was host a whole season actually like some sort of top class. That's why I'm saying, like for me, if I have the choice, whoever the next manager is, if he wants to play a flat three in midfield or he wants to play a pivot, them two, for me, both of them have to, or whoever, because always Bentancur course there, but he's obviously had the injury and he's not going to be back to November, I think. So, I would get two new midfielders. We maybe have to shift out some midfielders as well for that. So, but again, it depends on the midfield. Obviously, Kane, he moves up to number 2 now, all-time leading scores in the Premier League. Obviously, very good ball from Paul for Kane. Which is funny stat. I think Kane has scored the most headed goals in the season in the Premier League.
Oh shit! Yes, well, he is good in the air still. He is good in the air.
Which is the funny part because that was never really one of the stronger parts of his game.
He's good. He's good in the air.
So he improved on that as well. So there were negatives obviously, but also positive. The biggest positive for me is we didn't go down a goal in 5 minutes. But one guy wasn't playing in the team in the defense. Makes you think in it. But happy to see Emerson back and Davis as well, which sounds funny when I say it, but both of them, I always say this, like they may not be good offensively going forward like Perisic Pro, but they just kind of overall give you everything. You get maybe a little like Emerson, especially Emerson gives you more attacking output in terms of like actually going forward. Technically looks improved now as a player. But defensively, for me, I always said this. Like Emerson shows for me why I said he's always going to be a good defensive option for us, regardless. Today was an example. Like Paul, good player going forward. Like the cross today, wow. But defensively, I always knew the guy is just bad in this. So, and obviously Davis, just overall just good. Like I think he's the only player where I can truly say, him and Bentancur, I can truly say that Conte improved. Everybody else, nah. I think them two was really important for them to come back. Obviously, good to see Bissouma come back from injury because he had the surgery and he only just came back now. But he couldn't play, obviously, since we had to secure the win. It was kind of getting squeaky bum time. Longley got injured, so let's see who plays centre back, which is kind of scary because I said already before, I think if he really wants to continue this 4, Longley and Romero at the moment in time are our best options, in my opinion. Because I can't trust Dyer in the 4. I can't trust Davinson Sanchez in the 3 or 4. Nganga I can't trust. So really and truly, there's only Longley. I can't even trust Longley that much. But know what the difference is? He's at least good on the ball. So I know like today there was a pass where he crossed it. We were on our own half, and he crossed it pinpoint to the right wing where we should have then. I think Paul received it, and I think he should have put in a good enough ball to actually score from there. Which is this is what I'm always asking for ball playing centre box, but just happy we got a win. I'll be honest.
No,
I think everybody needed it. Everybody needed it.
Yeah, and you lot again continue to get your questions in. Any Chelsea questions, I will start for the Chelsea representatives. Anything Tottenham Hotspur related, get your questions in. Of course, anything Manchester United related, I'm here. Dan says it, and you kind of touched on this, but I'll let you go further in regards to Jez. Are you impressed with Lee Mason? Have you seen
I think Ryan
Mason? Yeah, are you impressed with Ryan Mason? He said sorry, Ryan Mason. Are you impressed with Ryan Mason? Have you seen him improve any player since Conte and Stellini left?
I think it's too short of a time zone to really say that he can actually improve the player. So I don't think so. But I always said I don't have an issue. I don't know. I didn't understand why people were so much against getting Ryan Mason. I just don't get it because the season's technically over already. The best that we can play for Europa League. So it's not like top 4 is a chance in my opinion. No serious manager can get these guys playing at the level that people think can play them, unless you get a proper manager in for next season. If they and at this moment in time, we are a mess. So I don't think a manager wants to come in right now this season. So I never had an issue. And I think Ryan Mason, for all the times that he had to come in as a caretaker, I think he's been doing a decent job in my opinion. Not saying to the point where like, oh my god, give him the job, but to the point where I'm looking at him and say like, if you really want to pursue a coaching job, I think you have potential to be a good coach, but Tottenham at this moment in time, I wouldn't say it's the best place for him, just for the fact that like we're not even like a graveyard for young players. I feel like we kind of at the moment a graveyard for managers. So I don't think we are the right suited club for him, and I think Levy would take so much more advantage of him, just for the fact that he knows that like he loves the club, and so no, I've been impressed with him, and he can definitely get somewhere a job wherever's in the championship or out of England. I think he shows for me it's the way he talks in interviews, but also he shows from his tactical awareness. Like obviously things can obviously change, like substitutions wise. I think sometimes he's a bit too reactive with the subs rather than proactive. But then again, he's the youngest coach in the league right now. So, and he never coached a team actually like as his proper job, only as caretaker. So, you know, I think it comes good with the fact that he was able to study under Jose Conte. I think there's two good coaches to learn from, in my opinion.
No, fairs. Hey, Dan, man, don't worry about it, man. Man said I'm a bit drunk, still have nightmares with the referee, Lee Mason. It's cool. Big up Timo in the cut as well, who says, yo, smash the likes. Yes, let's bump up the likes because there's over 40 of you lot in the building. We're only at 14 likes. It's not good enough, people. Let's bump up them likes. Let's more than double that. And let's get to 30 likes, people. So hit that like button because you're clearly enjoying the content. Please continue to share it across all of the socials as well. And subscribe. We're at 6,374. Only looking for one new subscriber, people. There's over 45 of you lot now watching. Please hit the subscribe button. We're at 6,000. Yes, one more subscriber. That's all we're looking for. I know there's at least one person watching who's listening right now who has not hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, people, and get us to 6,375 subscribers. All right, let's see where we are. Warrior J says, Jez, would you have Ryan Mason as the permanent manager next season or a different manager?
I think the only way I would actually accept Ryan Mason as the manager is if every manager that I want rejects us. To the point where like I look at all the rest of the managers available and I realize and I'll be like, I'm not feeling any of these managers any more different to Ryan Mason. So I think unless this type of situation happens, I wouldn't take him as manager right now. Obviously, but I think there's a lot of managers actually still interested in the job. Which again, good. Which I always say, like the one thing I say with Tottenham is like, you have opportunity to go and deliver the club the first trophy in like 15 years. You gotta also consider it this way: the money that we spent last summer alone, some of these managers don't see that in like 2 summers combined, because other clubs outside from Europe can't spend that type of money. Obviously, and again, we pay much more than other people do outside from England as well, which just comes from like being in the Premier League, innit? So, obviously, my first option is Nagelsmann. Pochettino came out also today saying that, also German reports were saying this before as well, where Nagelsmann is ready to take the job, but the biggest thing is that he wants to know who the director of football is.
That's fair. Because
which makes sense. I mean, I think any manager that wants to come to this job wants to know who they're going to work with, and I think based on that, he will make his decision if he actually wants to take the job. Obviously, apparently we're talking to one director of football that Nagelsmann has already worked with, so shows you kind of indications that Nagelsmann is really the favorite. Because funny enough, I think midweek there came a report out saying all of a sudden that Xabi Alonso is the main candidate for the job, and I said, we really don't know who the main candidate is in reality. I don't know. And then obviously Pochettino came out today saying that Nagelsmann is the favorite. So who's the favorite? So
Fabrizio said that today.
Yeah, he said
Nagelsmann's the favorite. Okay.
Yeah, Nagelsmann, yeah, he's the preferred option from everyone. Okay. He already came out saying that the compensation that we have to pay with Bayern will not be an issue. Literally, he said the only block for the whole negotiation for Nagelsmann is he just wants to know who the director of football is.
That makes sense.
Then we can go to the advanced talks. Like if we wanted to get it done, we could get Nagelsmann done before the next game against Aston Villa, and he could be already announced as the manager for next season, which I would love to see. But Tottenham likes to take the sweet time, so let's see. And I just don't want them to take forever until another club comes in last minute and takes him. But then even then, there's other managers that I would also like to take. Also, if it's not going to be Nagelsmann, but he's definitely my first option.
Oh, that makes sense. Ed says, with the likelihood of Kane leaving, who do you think is a realistic striker for Spurs to get?
Ivan Toney.
Okay, outside of Ivan Toney, is there anyone else?
Ivan
Toney would.
I would take on Carlo Ramos from Benfica. I've been saying his name for like a minute now, actually. But obviously, Benfica would ask for a crazy amount of money, so I'm not too sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of strikers, but the issue is like the strikers. But I said it's like the strikers that I've seen that could possibly take the position. The issue for me is like, my question is like, I need to know who the manager is. That's first and foremost, because I think that will also massively depend on the. So I can't really say too much, but I think Ivan Toney and Kokama Ramos for me are the two. Whoever managers coming in, these are two strikers to look at immediately, and I'm like, sign them up.
No, first. No, I fully hear what you're saying. And adding on to that, Dominic had a question is, so we'll miss Kane out of this, but he said, think Spurs should sell Son, Dyer, Sanchez, and start all over. I'm guessing it's a yes. You'd clear those three players out.
Yeah, I would. Right. I know.
You reckon Son's done?
We don't know what Son. I don't know what Son really thinks, to be honest. I really don't know. Nobody really knows where Son's. Like, he signed the contract last season for a 4-year deal, so it's 3 years left after this one.
Yeah.
I think so. 3 or 2 years. I don't know. But I don't know where his headspace is. It's like, do you just want to retire at Tottenham? Because he looks, and I always said this, certain players are just so happy where they're at. I think Son is very happy where he is at Tottenham, even if he knows he might potentially don't win a trophy. I think Son's and Kane's case are completely different. Also, people got to also understand, like, Son comes from like a completely different culture. It's not in South Korea. It's not always about in their coaches. I don't think it's always about just winning. It's also just being happy and being comfortable at a place as well where they can just play football. And I'm most happy. Obviously, I want Son to go and win trophies as well. Maybe he feels that way, but nobody knows really his thinking. Like, you don't actually see proper reports saying that. Obviously, you get one of these ITKs speaking about Son wanting to leave or that clubs want him, which is, of course, Son is still a world-renowned player outside from England, but I don't know where his headspace is. Dyer, obviously, that's not even a fucking question. Same with Sanchez. I told you already, if I really could, I'm keeping 4 players in this team, 4 to 5 players. The rest can go.
Who are the 4 or 5 before we move on? Who are the 4 or 5 players you would keep?
Obviously, the new I think all the new signings from last summer.
Yeah.
I think this, other than Perisic, I think we can get rid of him because he has only 1 year left.
Yeah.
Obviously, Longley goes back on loan and back to Barcelona. Obviously, we got a left back coming in from Udinese, Edoji. So he's staying. Even though I slander Richarlison a lot, I don't know what the Kane situation is, so we might have to keep Richarlison and have to figure out what we really want to do. And then obviously the players that I want to keep who are in the team right now, I keep Romero, I keep Emerson. I keep Davis. Obviously, I don't count Skip and Sa in this because they're like youngins. Like, I don't really want to put them. Like, I'm talking about actual first team.
Yeah, you're talking the more senior players. I fully get
seniors,
yeah, I fully get what you're saying. And big up to
that's it. I think.
Big up to Marshall Casually FC. They raided us, so big up Casually FC. Everyone who's joined over from the raid, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. These likes is still way too low, people. There's over 50 of you lot in the building. I'm only at 18 likes. Let's get up to 30 likes, people. Like check 1 2 1 2. Like check 1 2 1 2. And make sure you go subscribe to Casually FC as well. But let's bump up these likes way too low. And we have hit the subscriber mark as well, people. So now we're looking for 5 more subscribers. Get us to 6,380. Only looking for 5 new subscribers, people. 5 new subscribers. That is legit it. And I know there's at least 5 of you lot who are not watching. So make sure you do so. Continue to get your questions in as well. This is the Manchester United Chelsea Spurs show. Just saying this again for the Raiders and people who may not know what's going on. So keep all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related, please. Every time, Marshall, big up, man. Every single time he said, we won a game. Congrats. Man said top 4 races back on. Hey, man, shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars.
Always, man. But Also, I gotta say something real quick as well. One player. It's kind of sad to see that his last game.
Yeah, Victor, join if you want. If you want Victor, join. Yeah, go on, fam.
The sad thing is, it's probably sad when you think about it that his last game for our club will be 6-1 after he's been at the club for like
yeah. Go on,
because obviously it came out today saying that the Newcastle he probably will not return for the season because he's out for an injury, and that the Newcastle game will be the last game. Could potentially be his last game for the Tottenham career because he's only then 1 year left. And I think he will probably ask to be transferred as well because I think he realizes himself like, yeah, I need to leave as well. And obviously, great servant for the club. I think he's been here over a decade now. I think he was here at 2000. I think in 2010 or a bit later. I can't remember. But he's been here. He's been a long servant. Great moments and very bad moments. A lot of bad memories I have with him at goal. And I think, like you said about De Gea, I think the game kind of passed away from him in terms of like type of goalkeeper he is, where he used to be a really good elite, in my opinion, shot stopper. Yeah. But his passing, I think that's worse than De Gea's. Wow. It's bad. It's bad. And it has always been bad. And I think any manager that wants to be progressive, even Conte, to be honest, likes a goalkeeper that is some sort of able to play with his feet, which he couldn't. Obviously, defense in front of him can't even play with their feet in the old few players, but it's important as well as it starts from the base. And when your goalkeeper can't do it, your center back can't do it, a lot of, and then obviously defenders can't defend. The goalkeeper can't even shot stop no more. His time was always up for me at him at Tottenham, so it's kind of sad that it went out like 6-1, but I think it's just the right time. I think if he would have stayed one more season, I think it could have been really bad. Like even if he had a decent defense in front of him, I think some of the holders that he could do. I look at it from the perspective of leave well, like there is a lot of good memories still left in the fan base, rather than leave with a lot of bad memories.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Yes, Victor, what are you saying, family? You good?
I'm all good, man. Yeah, we won a game. We're staying up. Staying in the front. Let's go, man.
So, yeah, any Chelsea questions, people? Victor is here in the building as well. I was wanting to get to it. I know you'll ask me some United questions stuff as well. Flawless, rate the new Man United player season from 1 to 10. So far, Malacia, 6. Martinez, a 9. Casemiro, despite his poor form, 8. Because we'd be nowhere near where we was at with him. But if he continues to play like this, it could downgrade to a 7. However, if he helps us win the FA Cup, it could go up to a 9. So yeah, Casemiro, no 8. That's being too generous. 7.5. Let me redo that. Casemiro 7.5. Anthony 6. Eriksen 7. So overall, kind of have no complaints. I think everyone at worst has at least been above average, but I still need to see improvements from all those players, in particular Malacia, in particular Anthony. They're the two I'm looking at and saying, yeah, do the business. That's what I would say. Can you look? And there was a question that was similar to this that I could link into it. Where is it? LFC for the double says flawless. So we get at the end of the season review, like a season rating of every United player for their season 1 to 10. So yeah, I know you're new here, LFC for the double, but what me and Eddie did on the Man United last year, so it's the one I do with Eddie. We'll do a recap. So I think we did one before the World Cup, I believe so. But we've done it before anyway. So myself and Eddie on the Friday edition of Man United, of course, not one of the crossovers, we'll do an end of season rating. So I remember doing one with Eddie, that one last season, and he was like, at the start, he was like, ain't nobody getting higher than a 5. Let's start there. And he was like, De Gea's the one with the 5. So basically, everybody was 4 and below. But yeah, we'll definitely do one of them. 110%. Me and Eddie will do one of them. Kara says, Victor, who was your best player today? Who's the best? Who do you think the best player was in the game today?
Obviously, I didn't watch the game because I was at work.
Oh yeah, crap! You was at work. I know. It's a wait till something.
But it's fact. I've watched a bit of the game, and probably from what I've seen, I've watched like 60 seconds. I'll say probably not 6 seconds, like 60 minutes. I'll say Madueke looked lively. Mm-hmm. It looked more on the ball, and he looked like he was actually playing for himself. So I'll say Madueke.
There's. Kara, I'll get back to that question once more. The man them join. John says, if United lose tomorrow, do you then worry about top 4? Also, United's last 2 fixtures are 3 days apart. No. Reason why I don't worry about top 4, even if we lose tomorrow, because it's still. I'm not going to use the Robbie quote, but we're still capable of doing what we need to do. That's what I would say. And I'm not going to go, it's all in our hands. Also, United last 2 fixtures are 3 days apart. Yeah, but it's 2 teams who are on the beach. Fulham are on the beach, Chelsea are on the beach. If we can't beat Chelsea and Fulham at home, we don't deserve to finish top 4. And if we leave it that late as well, where we have to beat them both, that's on us. Because that means we haven't won out of West Ham, Bournemouth. Well, West Ham, Wolves at home, Bournemouth away. I watched Bournemouth today. They weren't good. They just give Chelsea their first win. Yeah, they missed some chances, but it's like there's a reason they are where they are in the league. So if we don't, like I said, I've been saying this, we should win tomorrow. As much as people have criticized our away form overall hasn't been bad. The away form against the top sides, but we have the 5th best away record in the league. That means there's only 4 teams better than us, people. Yeah, Michael Owen quote, but I just have to clarify that for the way people have been talking about our away form, like we're the 8th, 9th, 10th. People would think we have the 12th best away record. No, we struggle when we've gone away from home against the top sides. In our manager's first season with players, most of us don't think are good enough. So, and we beat most of the. That's why we have the 5th best away record. We've beat the vast majority of teams we were supposed to beat. So, I think we'll do the business tomorrow. And plus West Ham, they may have one eye on that Conference League semi-final as well, which I'm hoping so. So I'm hoping, they get ill, that Conference League bug. Ed says, who's a realistic replacement for Hugo Lloris? You guys been linked with Pickford for a couple of years now. Over to you, Jez.
I think again, like I said, it's the same from the striker. I go again. I think it depends all on the manager. If let's say Nagelsmann comes in, I don't think he wants somebody like Pickford. Me personally, goalkeeper. Wow, it's not an easy position, but I can sit here and say I generally know who I really want. Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of options that I think would be great. There's a keeper in the Serie B. That's the 2nd division. Eli Calabria. I don't know if I said it right, but I heard a lot of good things from him. He's a key goalkeeper that I would look at and say, you know what? It's this interesting choice. Obviously, the obvious one, I think, everybody would say, is David Raya. I think he would be a good option. I think he would like to do that step up again. Mm-hmm. You possibly, even though it might be Conference Europa League, it's still playing in Europe. Euros are coming up, so you want to be the number 1 in any team that plays European competitions and want to impress the Spanish manager for the next competition, so we can start for the nation next summer. There was also a couple of other goalkeepers that I had in mind, but it's also gone. I think the goalkeeper from which team was it again? I think it was Lille. I think Lucas Chevalier is his name. He's another goalkeeper that I have in mind. There's a lot. To be honest, like I said, there's a lot of goalkeepers out there. It's just because goalkeepers, for me, I can't go and watch a cup of a goalkeeper. I have to go and watch actually a full 90. Like, how do you behave in a full 90? And how many shots do you see? Are you seeing a lot of shots and you can deal with them? But also, you can also put in accurate passes and the back line can trust you. But also, when you don't face too many shots, can you do this? Can you save the shots in the moment? So, scouting a goalkeeper is not that easy. Obviously, I would love Andre Onana. Chelsea's been linked with him. I see a lot of Chelsea.
Okay.
I'm fun. I think people kind of look at him and say he can be sometimes clumsy. Happens though. I don't know which goalkeeper sometimes isn't clumsy. I think Alisson miskick a whole ball and Liverpool conceded. And that's the best goalkeeper in the world, in my opinion. Or second best goalkeeper in the world, if you want to say Magnan. So, it's not easy to really say which goalkeeper I really want. Again, it comes down to who the manager is, in my opinion. I would have took the backup goalkeeper from City because I watched him in the Bundesliga.
Ortega.
Yeah, I would, because I watched him in the Bundesliga last season.
Mm-hmm. Who did you play for in the Bundesliga? What team was he at?
Ortega, I think he was at Hoffenheim. It was.
Okay, we're just asking out of interest. And
Yeah, I think it was one of. I know the longest must have been same color or something.
And salute to you lot, over 80 of you lot now in the building. Big up, continue to share this. Let's try and get over 100 people in there. But this like is way too low. We're only at 30 likes, people. Let's get us up to 50 likes. We're looking for 20 more likes, people. Again, like check. 1 2 1 2 people. So let's bump up them likes. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are indeed new. We are at 6,376. Say that again.
I thought it was Midfield. Yeah, I mistook
I don't
the.
know what team that is. I've not even heard of it.
Bro, trust me, they're not really a big club in the.
Yeah,
in
I've
Germany,
heard of
but-
most top flight German teams, but I've never heard of them. But 4 more subscribers, people. We're at 6,376. Get us to 6,380. 4 new subscribers. Over 80 of you lot in the building. Don't forget as well, link for the membership is in the pinned comment, people. If you want to join the membership, link is in the pinned comment. Many great perks, including how to get on the channel, how to queue jump on fan calling shows, plus more. So make sure you check it out as well. Someone had a question. You lot have been doing well with the questions. Some good questions. Just please keep them on Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs related. Yeah. Get to it, fam. You know what I'm saying? If you see one that I've missed, get to it. You know what I'm saying? Get to it. Because someone did ask about. Yeah, go on.
Think you're positively negative from the game. The midfield is still trash. Like it's probably that's been going on for a long time. And the playing Enzo's a 6 who's not a 6, and then Kante's playing as a 10. So there's obviously like a hole in the midfield. And midfield got bypassed by Bournemouth, but like everyone's been in this year, so it doesn't matter. And what else? Yeah, I think just the midfield, and then we're also lacking a bit in depth as well. Chalobah to play right back instead of Astley, which is because we changed that for the rest of the season. And Chalobah's not like a traditional right back, so that's a bit of a problem. And apart from that, everything was good. Obviously, the main one, Havertz, he's a massive negative. He needs to get out of the club immediately. Ironic how João Felix came on 5 minutes and he scored. I'm not like a biggest João Felix advocate, but like if he can come on in 5 minutes and score, then what are you doing for the whole game?
Finish as well.
Yeah, it was a decent finish. It was a good finish. It was a good move as well, like to finish. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Positives. Mudryk and Madueke looked lively. Like they could actually get the ball and driving free and just passing it back. Patricio and Thiago Silva, like their centre backs, even after Silva leaves, looks promising. Like for the future, I can trust Fofana and Patricio at the back, and then Colwell as well coming in, and probably another centre back when Koulibaly leaves, because he will most likely leave because he's already been transfer listed. So it's looking good right now. Yeah, Koulibaly's already been transfer listed.
I did not know that.
Yeah, basically they're trying to get them as quick as possible.
First.
And yeah, I wouldn't say all we need is like a DM and a striker to and probably a back of left back to like challenge next season, but a DM and a striker at least puts us in the mix for challenging for top 4. Just challenging. I won't say comfortably, because our last 3 fixtures are most likely going to be else, and no team likes to walk into a season like on a loss. That sometimes that carries on. So it would take like we see United, it took Ten Hag a while to get started because the end of the season like pretty badly. So it might be Poch. So we'll see how it might affect Poch during the start of the season, but because we're only playing 1 game a week, we have to be charging for top 4 like next season. In my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. Any questions I miss, obviously feel free. And someone had one, obviously, to the replacement for Lloris at Spurs. Would me or Jez take Edouard Mendy? Would I take him at my club? No, I wouldn't. I can't find somebody who has to. I wouldn't take Mendy. I'm good. No. You lot keep him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was Danny who said, yeah, with Mendy still can't get a game at Chelsea. Does he leave? If he does leave Chelsea, would any of you take him as your number 1 goalkeeper? No, I personally wouldn't. Jez, what are you saying?
Nah, it's not even for me about his ball playing ability. I think it's just him commanding as a goalkeeper. Like it's too inconsistent. Like some days he can look like really great, but sometimes it just looks terrible, isn't it? And then it comes to ball playing ability. Like sometimes it's like, that guy loses concentration and gives own goals away. Like, nah, bro, don't want him.
Yeah, Mendy is He's a weird character, and on the ball as well as cheeks. So
yeah, I'm not with it. I'm saying whatsoever. Like I'm good on what's it called. I'm definitely good on Edouard Mendy, like 110%. Like yeah, Chelsea can keep him without doubt. They can keep
he's
him.
leaving anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Dominic, yes, it's flawless as in me. Or I don't really care much about United this season. I think we have top 4. I don't really think I need to care until the FA Cup final. Yeah, that's where I was at. And I realized this as I was watching. I was thinking it anyway, but then as I was watching the Brighton game, I was like, you're really just not emotionally invested. Like, look at me at the Brighton game in the Premier League, and then look at my response on the watch along in the FA Cup semi-final when there's actually like stuff to play for. Yes, we're fighting for top 4, but if Manchester United make top 4, I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm not jumping up and down because we made top 4. I'm not going to be like, yeah, we made top 4. Like, I'll be talking more about the Carabao Cup. I'll be talking more about, even if we lose the FA Cup final, making the FA Cup final. Like, they're the 2 best achievements of the season. I'll be talking about us overall improving as a team. So, yeah, it's just about me with the league, just turning around the form, getting the confidence up, and trying to get some form of more cohesion and being more fluid. And that's why I'm getting players match up. So Varane coming back, Garnacho coming back, like those 2 in particular, and just getting players in form and scoring goals and the feel-good factor within the camp, because we're going to war against them on June the 3rd. And it's going to be an extremely tough game. Do I think we win? Yes. I'm saying, like I've stated before, am I confident? Yes. Am I very confident? Absolutely not. We're bringing a knife to a gunfight, but we have a knife. And so many times United are bringing rocks to gunfights. Now we actually have some artillery, we have some weaponry. So we'll see what go on. But yeah, I hear you, Dominic, in terms of the disinterest, because we've been invested the entire season. For the first time in years, I've been invested the entire season. And like genuinely interested, genuinely caring. Like Lewis said it to me I think he said it in the comments when he was doing it. He's like, I've never seen you like that before. Like I was so invested in that shootout. Like hear me and look how I looked during that shootout. And like when March missed. And when Sancho stepping up and Sabitzer stepping up and Weghorst is stepping up. So you see me be a fan again because I just wasn't connected at all. I'm like, whether we win, whether we lose, it don't really matter. Now wins and losses matter to an extent. So, yeah, man, I hear you, Dominic. But just look forward to the FA Cup final because that build-up's going to be fire as well. It is. It's going to be fire. Matthew says, flawless, would you make changes or keep the same side? Personally, I'd bring in Eriksen and Sancho for Fred and Martial. I prefer Garnacho, but can see him being a sub. I was mentioning Garnacho. I don't know how fit and ready and available he is, but if you can get 20 minutes on that big pitch at West Ham, yes, definitely 110%. Would I keep the same? I would play Eriksen. Again, I'm referring to the size of the pitch at West Ham. I would play Eriksen. Would I bring in Sancho for Martial? Do I want to play? Do I play? Yeah, probably, because they play a back 3. Do I play Rashford down the middle? Maybe. I don't know. I don't like any of them. I don't like none of the options. I'm not going to lie, Matthew. Like, outside of Eriksen, like, the attackers, I'm like, whether it's Sancho, whether it's Martial, Garnacho can't play, Pelestri, like, unknown. Weghorst is Weghorst, so I hear you. And yes, Peter G, you know what I'm saying? He says, are you going with your Chelsea buddies to the OT game? I'm trying to get tickets still. I am trying to get tickets to that game. I'm trying to get tickets. Yeah, Master, exactly. No one who supports a big club jumps up and down for it. That's why I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'd give up top 4 to win an FA Cup right now. Unpopular opinion, but I would. I know most people will disagree with that. Someone said United will finish 5th or you will win the FA Cup. I'm taking that. 110%. Without doubt. Like, people just don't want to be not in the Champions League for banter. It's like, yo, we are far away. How are we going to invest correctly? Well, let's see what else you lot are saying. Continue to bump up the likes as well. Timo, why do I want to sit in the Chelsea end? Huh? Why do I want to sit on it? Why would I want to sit in the Chelsea end at Old Trafford? That makes no sense. I mean, yeah, Jacob, I know you would give your left arm as a Spurs fan for FA Cup. Yeah, Ed, I think this is unpopular though. I probably get cursed out for this. But that's just me because of the position we're in. Like, if this was United of old and we're competing for major trophies, of course I'm not saying that. Of course I'm not saying that. Like, but we've been starving people. And now man are saying not only his what's it called? His caviar, man are giving you lobster with it and a drink with it too. course you're gonna snatch their hand up. Like 110%. Nah, this is not just the main meal. You're giving me another side. Like, yeah. Warrior J, Timo acting like he don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I am flawless, yes. But whatever, man. This guy. LFC for the double says, but you might not get top 4 next season. If we can't get top 4, I don't want to be in the Champions League. I've just seen my team get embarrassed in the Europa League. I'm still livid about that. I'm still pissed at the manner in which we went out. And how long ago was that game? And I'm still talking about that defeat now. I'm still not over that. Bear in mind, we've got to a FA Cup final. Bear in mind, we've won games since then. So it's like, people like, oh, you might not get top 4. If top 4 is a struggle, then I don't want to be in the Champions League. If we scrape top 4 on the last day, I don't want to be there. Legit. Because you go there, and I've seen my team. We got embarrassed in there last year. The scoreline didn't reflect it, though. But how we went out to Atletico Madrid at home was embarrassing. Because they're not a good side, and I said that. I said they're also runs. I'll take being beat by a better side and go, you know what? They're just a better team. They'll go on and win the competition. But we play at Bayern Munich, for instance, and Bayern Munich come and beat us up. I go, you know what? They could win it. We got knocked out by Atletico Madrid side who were average at best. And we seen what happened when they played Manchester City. Manchester City breezed past them at like 60%. But big up Surfer who's in the cut as well. Yes, Surfer, what are you telling me?
What are we doing, man? It's supposed to be a happy stream, right, Jez?
Yeah. No. Because we're just talking about it.
I'm calm.
We are staying up, so we are staying up. We are staying up, so we are staying up. We are staying up, so we are staying up. We are staying up, so we are staying up.
Man, that fool's in it. I swear that. Myself, maybe it's an unpopular opinion. Like I said, I just don't like. I just like, all right, top 4, cool, but it's not the way forward. But what are you saying, Surfer? Anyway, obviously you lot won today, staying up. And somebody asked earlier, who do you think Chelsea's best player was today? Yeah, it was Carol who said this. Because you did watch. I know you watched the majority of the game.
Kante? Maybe. Kante, maybe. Yeah, we won. I'm very happy, man. 42 points. You're on there.
That sounds wild.
That's right. I've got 2 extra.
I've been waiting 3 months to get past 40 points. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Not won in a league since March the 11th. Away to Leicester. March the 11th, people. It's May 6th or 7th, whatever we're going to say.
Yeah, May 7th.
Nearly 8 weeks later, waiting for a league win. Someone said that Lampard and Potter have a combined 2 away wins since last October in the league or something like that. Yeah. 2 away wins, yeah. 2 away wins.
That's bad.
Well, at least Frank Lampard can put on his CV that in consecutive seasons he did save 2 teams from relegation, so he can put that.
That's true.
It's just,
That's true.
Right. But no, it's all good, man. It's all good. Nottingham Forest next week. Should do back-to-back wins for the first time in March. February, yeah. So
Wait. Let's slow down. That's what team.
Listen, we're moving on to 45. I reckon. Definitely.
You reckon?
What you reckon? You don't beat Forest? You could beat Forest still.
Yeah, could beat Forest.
Because Forest away form isn't good.
They play Monday, right? They play Monday night. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they play Monday. They play Southampton. Yeah, Nottingham Forest, Southampton. Yeah,
stuff like that.
Trashico,
Hey, same with us when they play us. It'll just be swanky. It's in London, so it'll be more stylish.
I said, Trashico.
It is. It's El Trashico. It is. But hey, man, we won. I can't remember. Like I said, last time we met March 11th. We didn't have. There was no old man walking slowly with loud music playing in the background and having a hat put on him. The last time we won, so that's all good. What else, man? Yeah, João Felix scored. So João Felix, maybe that's what he should be on restricted minutes.
Yeah, man, João Day.
Yeah.
Hey, João minimum day at work.
João minimum day. Yeah.
Yeah, João, big up Peter in the cut as well.
João short notice holiday, man. That's what you should call him, really.
João minimum day, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
How did I know C1 was going to pop up straight away when it says João Day? How did I know that?
It's like a back. Like the back of your neck. like that. So like,
Yeah,
mention
just
it.
pops up.
It's mentioned. You mentioned João Felix more than twice. He's like the candy man. You know, he just pops up. You know, stuff like that.
Well, first Foyth says no FA Cup winners don't get Champions League football. Foyth, no, they don't. They don't. But I still stand on what I said. That I would give up that 4th spot to go win that FA Cup. 100%. Like I say, people just don't want to be in the champs, just not to get banned. Like the team is far away. Unless we have an incredible win, and even with an incredible window, it's still a very tough competition to win. I've seen better teams, even if we had an incredible window. I've seen better Manchester United sides fall short.
I think you'd be in
very tough to win.
You'd be in pot 3 as well, I believe. In the group.
We'd be in pot 3. I even know.
Yeah, United would be in pot 3.
Hold on. I can look this up.
Yeah, because you got the winners of some leagues and the winner of the Europa League, and then
it just depends on. I'm going to look at the
coefficients
to kind of tell you.
Yeah,
so I think last time the United was in the Champions League, they were in pot 3.
No, they would have been in the second one.
Yeah, I think they're in the
I
second.
don't remember.
They're pretty high up, bro. They're going to be in pot 2.
No, they were in the second. They were in the
still
second
get a tough
because remember they had Villarreal in their group who beat them.
No, they're pretty high up because they got to the final of the Europa League. That counts a lot in your coefficient.
Yeah, I know that.
They got to the quarterfinals this year. They're 7th in the UEFA club coefficient.
Okay, yeah, they
would be in pot 2.
Yeah, that would be in top 2 then.
So yeah, but over 90 of you lot in the building. Let's continue to bump up the likes. We only have 39 likes, man. Let's get up to 60 likes. What we doing, man?
Honestly, man.
Let's hit the like button.
Speaking of pot 3,
go on,
that's where Arsenal are going to be.
Yeah, I told them Arsenal fans already if they don't win the league.
Pot 3, they're that high, man. Should be in pot 4 with their European record,
the Arsenal have a lower coefficient than Frankfurt.
Actually, do you know what?
Oh, they got that. If you look into it, Arsenal got a terrible.
You know what? With their European record, they should be forced to go for the qualifiers, man. With their European record,
they're below Frankfurt, they're below Tottenham, they're below Porto,
they're probably below Rangers.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Villarreal, they're all Sevilla's 14th. Yeah, there's Arsenal would be a pot 3 team though, but United would be
Sporting Lisbon.
So how this works, guys? If you're like, what are they talking about pots for UEFA competitions? Basically, for the UCL, the champions of the top 6 leagues, I believe it is, the holders of the UCL, and the winners of the Europa League go into pot 1 of the UEFA Champions League for the group stage draw. From there, they use the club coefficient table. So PSG are probably going to win Liga, so they would go into pot 1, right? Barca are probably going to win La Liga. They would go into pot 1, right? Neither of those teams are going to win the UCL because they're eliminated. Bayern probably going to win Bundesliga, would go into pot 1. Then you pick for pot 2, you would pick the next 8 highest members who don't qualify for pot 1. We're 3rd in the club coefficient, but we're in 11th place, so we're not going to be in that shit. So they would ignore us, right? So then a Real Madrid would probably be a pot 2 team unless they won the champs. Roma, if they make it, would be a pot 2 team, kind of stuff like that. So UEFA club coefficients, just look on the UEFA.com website. It goes on a 5-year cycle. Don't get your information from TikTok. Actually look into this stuff because I see a lot of people saying a lot of bullshit about these. It doesn't heavily weigh Champions League over Europa League in terms of progress. The reason United's coefficient is so high is because they've been in Europe and they've gone pretty deep in competitions recently.
They've been knockout rounds, and
up to at least quarters and stuff.
For example, right? Villarreal got 4 extra coefficient points for beating United in that final than United got. But over a 5-year sample size, that's less than a full point total on average that they gained from winning that final, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So just getting far is really what matters to them.
No, but you know what it is? But that's what I always say, to the people, especially Spurs fans who don't want to finish Conference League. Yo, we have to go in there because especially with the new Champions League format that's going to come in, I think from the season after next season, where I think Premier League going to have 5 Champions League spots, but I think that 5th one will depend on your coefficient. So try and rank it up as high as possible. Where let's say you want to be in the Champions League, but you don't finish top 4, try to be the highest coefficient, have the highest coefficient out of all the other clubs who couldn't get top 4 either, in my opinion. I think it's always good to be in competitions. And again, it's another opportunity to win a trophy as well. I don't shy away from like Conference League. I think people like you said earlier, I think people don't like this feeling of getting bantered for not being in the Champions League. I don't really care, to be honest. Like for me, if there's a competition that let's say we finish Conference League, Harry Kane stays, I would be livid if we don't win the Conference League.
As you should be.
Honestly.
As you should be. And that's what it is. Like, people don't want to get back. It's like, yeah, well and good being in the Champions League, then you have to be in it. And then have to play those games and try and top it. Like, I don't want to be in there also runs at worst dark horse. We got a long way to go. Like I said, we have an incredible window to get that. And then it's like, all right, we're at dark horse. And then you're contending not only the Champions League, with Premier League, with the domestic cups as well. Like, you can easily go in there and be embarrassed and again not score like performance.
Well, we were in the Champions League, we got 7-2.
I just realized we dropped out of Europe, so that's going to be part of our coefficient for the next 5 years. And they're going to change the qualification status for people that don't qualify naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
We dropped out of Europe at the worst time. Oh, my God. But it is what it is, man.
Yes. Hey, you lot continue to get your questions in. Well over 100 of you lot now in the building. Only at 45 likes, though. Let's get up to 60 likes, people. What are we doing, man? Just 15 more. Get us up to 60 likes. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. There's over 100 of you lot in the building. I know everybody here is not subscribed. We're only looking for 3 new subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. We're looking to get to 6,380. Continue to get your questions in as well. Just please keep a Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. And of course, if you super chat, we'll get straight to your question or comment. I'm starring all of the best questions as well, people. Big up to King Bro, who says, hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Man tried to get me in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm too slick for that, man. I'm way too slick. You know what I'm saying? Man tried it, and he tried it with a super chat. But big up for the super chat. Man tried it, you know what I'm saying? And that. Man tried it, you know what I'm saying? And that. Hey, King Bro, I respect it, you know what I'm saying? And that. But I'm too slick for that, you know what I'm saying? I'm too slick for that. Way too slick. But I appreciate the super chat. I do appreciate as well that you tried to catch me out with the super chat as well. I respect it. That's why you always pre-read people. Hilarious, though. Big up C1, I see you, Ryan as well. Big up to Jacob, everyone else as well, all the regulars, all the new people. Also, let's see what you lot are saying.
Nah,
hey, yeah, Peter, go on.
You guys in the chat are bugging. Like, just because we won the champs 2 years ago doesn't mean we're good. I'm looking at the coefficient table that they're like, I'm looking at it right now. We're going to lose 30 coefficient points next year because winning the Europa League in 18-19 falls outside of the 5-year window. We're going to lose 30, have them replaced by 0. So depending on how Roma does, we might, in the Europa League, we might fall from 3rd in the coefficient table to 11th. The important thing about falling so low is we are below Manchester United. The legacy spots only apply, like the legacy spots apply to teams that are higher up in the coefficient table should they finish outside top 4. United would go above us. In the scenario where we finish 5th and they finish 6th, they would go into the UCL above us because their coefficient is better. Does that make any sense? Fuck no, it doesn't. But these are the new rules. Like, it's not good to just tank the coefficient table like that now.
No,
this stuff actually matters.
No, it really does not. I mean, the main point should be always to try and win those competitions regardless and try to get as far as possible. But some clubs probably will look at it and say, like, you know what, just try to, you know, and I don't know, man. Like, I kind of hate it. I kind of like it. When I played, let's say this way, when I played on Football Manager and then they print the whole league format, let's say this way, I find it really weird, the league format, I'll be honest. And they added more games as well, so for no reason. Like, bro, I'm talking about games played till February. And these are like just the group stage, not even like knockout stages. And then you have to run up. No, the Europa League has the we had the one round for the Europa League before you actually got to the quarterfinals. They're gonna actually bring it to the Champions League as well.
Oh, see, right. We'll find out. We'll see.
What? So around the 32.
Yeah, because there's like 8 teams. They're gonna qualify automatically to the round of 16.
Like a playoff thing.
Playoffs, and then I think teams from 9th to like there was like a cutout where like then those teams then have to play each other in the round of 32 so they can play the other teams in the round of 16 who already qualified for the round of 16.
Honestly.
So pretty much they just added more games and they have it in the league format.
Honestly. But hey, condemn the Super League, UEFA. Unbelievable.
Matthew says there's reports coming out that Juventus want Mason Greenwood. They have no shame as a club. Because I did see reports came out earlier. Was it last week, a couple of weeks ago, saying that Greenwood had stated that he doesn't think he's going to play for Manchester United again. Good riddance. I'm saying I stand on what I said previously about that situation. The reason why I haven't spoken on it because nothing new had came out. But yeah, as long as he don't play for Manchester, he shouldn't even play for Juventus again. But I stand on it. I don't want him playing at Manchester United again. Simple as that. That's my stance on it, and will remain my stance on it. Ed says, do you think the big clubs will sacrifice FA Cup and League Cup with the new Champions League format? A lot more games going to be added. I think they do that anyway.
Yeah,
Club was always doing it anyways. Like for example, giving up. I think it's more about convenient. If they actually get far, then they're going to take it serious. If not, then they're just going to drop it. Like, they're not going to cry about it.
Yeah, if they get to the semi-finals, then they'll take it seriously. They won't take it seriously anything else.
My issue is just like it's too many games, man. Like you have the Carabao Cup games. Obviously, depending where you finish in the league, you're gonna be playing maybe qualifiers in July. Then you have the national breaks. Then you have the international tournaments. Sorry, it's a lot of football, you know, and especially in England. Like obviously, the other countries don't have 2 cups, but we got 2 cups. That's a lot of games, to be honest. Like maybe they can't, because in England, I think obviously you can't have like B list for academy players, but I think you need to have 25 players registered. I think, or you can have 25 players. I need to go and look the rules again for England, but I think in other countries, them registration rules are like way more relaxing in terms of like how many players you can actually have when you register for the league season. So I don't know what they can do about it, but if it's getting a bit crowded now. Like I can't even barely keep up with any of the Premier League games because there's so many. I'm seeing Brighton with 32 games left, and we are like in May now. So they add 32 games, and they got and we are pretty much 3 games away from the end of the season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I hear that. And someone asked earlier, actually switching that again. You lot continue to get your questions in. Pio, who do you think Chelsea's best player was today? Someone did ask that earlier.
Conte or Madueke, I guess.
Okay, first. I think that's a fair shout. You lot weren't good, but you weren't bad. It was just
No, we were bad. We were pretty bad.
Bad.
Yeah, I think we were pretty bad. Like I'm not taking anything from that performance as anything to build on. We gave Bournemouth enough chances to take a lead at 1-1, and they just didn't take them, and then we took a couple. Like, that's really all that happened. Don't get it twisted. Like, the only difference between that performance and, say, like, Villa at home and Potter's last game is guys took their chances when they had them. But no, I don't think we were good today at all. I come away from that thinking, like, hey, Bournemouth are just as good, if not, like, better than us right now. I don't think
some of the chances they missed were criminal.
Yeah, like they just I don't know how we can look at that besides celebrating getting above 40 points and actually be like, oh, there's something to build on here. There's just not much, man. It's all good. It's all good though. Whatever. We won. Let's take it.
Where do you stand with the new manager search? Have we spoken on it? I don't think we have. Where do you stand with the new manager? Like, who do you want?
Now that we're safe, I expect Pochettino to take the job.
Okay. Are you happy with that though? With Poch? You're against it, what are you saying?
I think how we got here is crazy, but I think Pochettino's a better manager for this kind of job than Nagelsmann. I said that like a month ago or so.
True, you did.
I think he would be, but at the same time, I'm not defaulting to the savior complex that a lot of Chelsea fans will have, where they think a new manager is going to completely like restructure the club and like get us back to where we want to be. I'm under no illusions about next season. I think next season we could fight for 4th, but I'm not anticipating us actually getting 4th. we have so much crap that has to be sorted through and so much stuff that has to be done. Somebody just has to start somewhere and just be consistent with it. What I will not tolerate is us going on a bad run next season and sacking Pochettino. Like, these guys talk about building for the future and all this stuff. They're going to make an unpopular decision amongst the match-going fans hiring Poch after, oddly enough, like catering to the fans and bringing in this terrorist that we have now. But they're going to make an unpopular decision. Stick with it. This is your guy. This is the golden child, right? Stick with it. Have some fortitude. Trim down the squad and actually like begin to build. Buying young talented players just for the sake of buying young talented players isn't building.
Well, the other day I saw Chelsea tell another 18-year-old. I'm like, yo, who the hell is this kid? And like, and the first thing I was thinking is this kid ever actually going to play for Chelsea? Like at this point, it feels like trying to stockpiling, sending them out to like the second club that Chelsea want to buy, and then I don't know, resell them for more money later on. But yeah,
we signed that Venezuelan guy, right? The 15-year-old, the Norwich person, and everyone forgets that we got that Benfica winger.
Coming down, Hugo Lloris.
Everyone forgets about that.
Oh wait, have you man got more players?
Yeah, they got another kid from Benfica.
They signed 3 players.
And they're trying to get Vico Roque from like Atletico MG.
Yeah, we're trying to get him
or
as
PR,
well.
I think it was.
It's
all over the world now.
Because we missed out on the 60 million guy that's going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, intro again.
Man.
Yeah,
really just I was.
But you know what it is? You know what it is? I don't think it's really particularly an issue. I think the particular issue right now, actually, just actually fix the first team. I think
exactly.
If Chelsea fans wouldn't inquire about all these signings, if you're actually trying to fix the first team, and I think a big issue what the next season is the type of play. Like, this is something I talked about it before January window, and I was thinking like, I hope Chelsea fans understood at the time that I tried to tell them. I saw the links to Enzo Fernandez. I'm seeing Mudryk getting stolen from Arsenal. I'm seeing all these names. I told Chelsea fans at the time, don't be surprised when Chelsea fans are starting to actually get angry with Potter, despite the bad result back then, because you're adding expectations. I think this is going to be the same with Pochettino. Let's say probably in the summer brings a lot more high-profile named kids or players. Expectations are going to be high. Like, I know for a fact already. Like, you know what type of players Chelsea are going to be probably chasing for. Chelsea fans in the stadium probably expecting top 4 next season. Even if it's realistic, you shouldn't be, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Again, it depends on who you sign, how the preseason was. Can people already adjust to Poch or whoever the manager is tactics? But it's all again like patient. And I agree with Peter a lot, to be honest, as well. There,
the issue is
you have to stick with him. You have to.
One of the issues. First of all, if that report is that Poch was waiting for us to confirm whether we relegated or not, if that is true, I rate him even higher, man, because he didn't. He didn't want to play Millwall twice next year. Do you know what I mean? At 12.
I mean, he could still in the Premier League.
And second of all, I agree, man. It's all about the players incoming, but there should only be a minimal amount of players incoming.
Yeah, I agree with that.
3 or 4 tops, and I'm probably even overstretching that. It's got to be a goalkeeper, which I'm not amazed that people think would rather don't rate Onana in Inter Milan. You know what I mean? Who we've been linked to.
What, is he not good? You think he's good?
No, I'm not surprised.
I think Onana's a stick keeper.
What I'm talking about, I'm not surprised by the idiocy of people. He's actually a good ball playing goalkeeper. You know?
But I think people under. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go on, Peter.
Onana played at Ajax before he moved to Inter.
Yeah.
Did he play under Ten Hag?
Yes, he did.
Yes, yeah, he did.
Would have, yeah.
Hey, Ten Hag,
now the thing is, he would have took. I think he would have took Onana to United, but he had to hold trucks in.
He had the whole 6-month ban for some sort of illegal substance kind of thing.
Yeah, because he took paracetamol.
That's how he ended up at Inter.
Okay. So pretty much he took medications from his wife, but the league said, nah, these are like drugs that you shouldn't be taking, and then abandoned because of that reason. But now he's a good. I think people underestimate his shot stopping ability as well. He makes I see him make a lot of big saves in games. Like sometimes, he should be making saves that you expect him to kind of make. But again, I talked about it already before. I see Alisson miss kick a whole ball.
Yeah, exactly. We need whoever this specialized 6 DM one is. The problem is, if we buy Lavia, he can't be the starter. That's the problem. He's like
not just into start.
I don't want. The thing is, you'd put so much pressure on him to start.
True.
I don't think if we buy him, I don't know if Poch would actually do that to start him. I think he'd want someone more experienced to start with.
Oh,
guys.
That
doesn't mean like older, like so much older. Maybe like
just someone more experienced, like you said. Yeah, it could be
guys,
a couple years. Yeah.
We're playing Conte and Enzo as double sixes next season to start.
Good God.
That could work.
I mean, it could work. It's not ideal, but
not ideal. But they both want to go forward.
People in the chat talking about fourth, talking about all of these things, right? We acknowledge that we need another center mid. Problem is, we're probably not going to get Declan Rice. Okay, cool. Don't mind.
Need a new left back.
Whatever, no problem. We're going to get a Lavia. These people, like the club, are discussing extending Conte, which I'm not against in a vacuum. But when you factor in how unavailable he is, paying that guy $290K, you're not going to sit in N'Golo Kante to watch Romeo Lavia play. You're not going to do it, right? They can't sit Enzo because they spent all that money on him and they anointed him as the golden child. You can't sit him. So we're forced into a Kante-Enzo pivot until Kante's legs fall apart in September. Which, all right, no problem. So like 4 games and then Lavia comes in. Cool. Right? I don't mind. But, Surfer, I hear what you're saying. It's a lot of pressure to put on a kid, right? It's a lot of pressure. But some of these guys are just going to have to play through some of that, and our fans need to get their expectations in order, right? We're not better than City. We're not better than Arsenal. That's 2 teams way better than us next season. No problem. Cool. Fine. Okay. I don't think we are set up to finish above United next year, as bad as I think their squad is. I think their problems are way easier to fix than our problems because they have the coach there who seems like he kind of knows what he's doing. I don't think we're really set up to finish above this Newcastle project and what they have going on either. And then you have Liverpool, who seem like they're finally getting their shit together. It's probably going to be too little too late. They're going to make Europa League. We're going to laugh for a little bit, but unironically, they're much better than us too. Fine. That's 5 teams already. I expect us to fight for 4th and be in the discussion, but to sit here and demand it without taking into account what's going on around us and the more stable projects happening, right, with managers already in place who are conceivably going to be in place for the next 12 months, I just don't see it. I still think these guys should aim for something like that. But when I say I'm not expecting miracles next season, I'm just not going to be shocked if we hit a patch with 2 wins and 7 or 8. I'm not going to be surprised. Like, guys, Pochettino's first season at Spurs, it didn't start out great.
No, it was terrible.
It did not start great.
Well, the first 10 games, I heard people were Poch out at the time. The first 10, it was
we need to have some sort of mental fortitude to be able to watch a couple bad performances next season and just get through it. Like, the answer can't be sack Poch in October unless we've just lost every game and we look completely hopeless, right? We already pushed the button a little bit too early this season and then ended up with Lampard as caretaker. Right? Like, we already kind of like, fuck it, I'm tired of this Lampard vibes. Like, we already obviously made a bad decision. The answer cannot just be that as a way out, right? Because with what Chelsea are doing, buying all these players, the assumption is Pochettino is going to develop these players, okay? Yeah. If these players don't develop at the pace and to fulfill the talent you think these players have, then the blame cannot just be on Pochettino. Okay? This is an organizational decision, right? We're all hoping that these players can pan out. And I think a good chunk of them will be good players. I don't know about living up to the tags associated with them, but that's not really their fault. Okay? We're hoping a lot of things are going to line up in a relatively short amount of time And I am just very skeptical of a manager taking a job where he's not really going to get to buy. The buying's already kind of been done for him. There's just going to be natural friction. And if Pochettino's favorites to achieve what he wants to in the short and medium term are not the favorites of the club or the favorites of the fans, guys, don't get upset.
You know they
Like,
will.
I know a lot of men want to, João Felix scored today. We have to sign him. No, we don't. We have an Nkunku coming in, guys, that you forget about. Okay? We have a Christopher Nkunku, a Mudryk who's not going anywhere, whether or not we think he should. We have a Madueke. Raheem Sterling is still here until further notice. Like, there's a lot of guys here. Buying for the sake of buying to make our fans feel better. We do this whole, like, retail therapy thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a smart way to then demand immediate success. Like, let the guy put something together, see where we're at. If he's shit next summer, maybe you might want to reassess. But we have a lot of trash that we need to sort through to make a spine of a team. So, like, just be patient. Stop just, we have to get fourth next year. We don't even technically have a coach yet. We don't.
Just for saying that you, and this is the actually question that I want to go. When do you actually start panicking about this Poch situation? Because
bro, I've been looking funny at this for a week now.
Because this is the thing. They told I was thinking before saying it was supposed to be done early this week or last week at the end of last week. Maybe only at the end of this week. Like, what? I mean, maybe. I don't think Poch is really really. I don't think Poch would take the Chelsea job if he really believed Chelsea was about to get relegated. So something's going on. I don't know what's going on. I think maybe they're just taking the time. But when do you actually start looking at it like, what is actually going on? Like, are these guys actually taking it serious? Like, I don't know.
Look, I try not to stress too much about it. I just assume this is going to get done eventually.
Yeah.
But there's no reason, if you're Pochettino, to rush into any sort of agreement looking at how we've been playing recently.
That is true.
If you represent yourself, I have all the leverage. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there like there's the Odell and looking at Kanye, like the gif where Odell is just sitting there smiling in the crowd and Kanye looks all pissed. I'm just sitting there looking at Todd Bowley and whoever I'm negotiating with and saying, we lost our 6th game in a row. I don't know, man. I got to think about it. Like, I'll get back to more money kind of thing.
I honestly think that was part of it. I don't know where you're going to end up. Now it's like, okay. Now I'm just going to look and set about who I want to keep and who I want to get rid of.
Exactly.
You know, that might be a sticking point as well.
Yeah, if I'm Pochettino, I'm saying, you see these losers? I don't want half of them here when I come in.
Exactly.
Like, if I sign this, they're going or I'm going.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not signing. It's that simple. Like,
bro, yes. Like, Pochettino doesn't need Chelsea more than we need him right now.
Yeah,
crazy.
And that's a very funny position to negotiate from.
Because we are literally in the same situation. Like, Mark has been literally saying, if you don't bring me the DUF that I want, I'm not coming.
That's weird, though, because it's like the DOF should be really involved in hiring the manager, not the other way around.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like...
So this is kind of a weird situation because, again, our DUF got a part.
Yeah, the DUF's going to prison. Like,
but my DUF got... My DUF got put into prison, then got back out, but you had to fire him.
But even still, though, it's like, even the new ones coming in, it's like, the DOF logically stays more times longer at a club than an actual manager.
Exactly.
Right? Because they're running. So you would think in your own minds, you would go, well, I'm hiring a DOF knowing that really the average stay of a manager now in a job is like 18 months.
Super, what if it's this, right? With Levy, you're working for a slime ball like Levy. You're going to get caught in a classic 2v1 power struggle where, like, you have Levy, you have Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann needs an ally in that third seat.
Yep.
You're going to take this job with this bastard. It's better be one of your boys and not one of his boys because you know what's going to happen to that one person, right?
Well, the streets don't remember. Paratici, one thing.
Yo, the way this guy goes at Paratici, sorry, carry on.
I'm sorry. I just had to say, when Conte rejected us the first time, one thing that he wanted at the club is getting Paratici with him. But then,
he wanted Paratici. Okay.
Yes, he wanted him to come with him. He came, then he didn't came, then he came, and then the niggas didn't want to work together because Paratici's telling him, "Yo, I can't get you Bastoni."
I know it's in the club statement.
Just the funny, just the funny because Paratici is telling him, "Yo, I got Schlotter back in Germany. I got Bali Sheila in France. Nah. Paratici. I need Guardiola. I need Bastoni, or I don't need nothing." You see what type of craziness you creating here? You have a director of football that doesn't want to work with the. You have a director of football that cannot work with the manager. Yeah. Like you see, and then the clash from there, and then you have the guy behind the director of football that's overwatching that, which is the chairman. That's what I say. Like, what I'm asking is not even for results right now. I'm asking for harmony.
You're asking for a structure. Yeah. You're saying
I'm asking for a structure.
So Conte and Paratici. So Conte wanted Paratici at Spurs with him, and then when Paratici was there, they fell out and just
ignored him.
Just ignored his position. Why do you think guys like Danjuma, Sarr, and all these guys don't play? Because Conte said, "Fuck no, these are club signings. These were made by us. These were signings made with Paratici, but." I was supposed to call it Paratici. Like, what? No, I'm saying this is where everything was fucked up. That's what I said. You know what? Fair enough. If Paratici stays at Tottenham, he stays. But I want to actually see him with the next manager. Actually work with him together. That's why I think Nagelsmann wants somebody in that he knows exactly what he gets from.
Nagelsmann, you see the circus that was Chelsea, and you said, "Nah, I'm good." And the circus that's Tottenham calls you, and you say, "Oh, I have a list of demands, and you better give me them, or I'm not picking up the phone."
Exactly.
It's just like a hostage negotiation. Like, brother, I need food from here right now by this time. I'm killing everybody. Like,
Nagelsmann finds himself in a strange situation. He says, Chelsea is a club that's in a mess but will spend money, and Tottenham is in a mess but won't spend any money. So
you know what? This was like he's a psychopath. That's why I want him as the manager. He wants to be in the trenches. I need a manager that wants to be in the trenches, fam. Okay. That's how I know you have the dog in him, yo. That's how I know you got the dog in him. That's why I need.
We're in very funny, like the fact that Julian Nagelsmann and Pochettino can dictate to our clubs is crazy. But like when you look at all that's happened, you're like, I kind of get it. Like, would you sign up for this job without crossing every T and dotting every I, and like banging the table and defending yourself in that negotiation room? I wouldn't. The fuck?
And John Santos, Levy would at this moment in time. The reason why Poch is even going to Chelsea is because we haven't even called Pochettino once about you want to take the job. Not even once. Because
you take Poch back.
I told already. I take him back. Half of my fan base doesn't, but I'll take him back. But
ego's a killer, man.
This is the thing. The ego of Levy is not allowing him to call his number. He got his number. If he wanted to, you want to come over real quick meal.
I think
he's going to be our new manager. But you know what the difference is? Like John, before we go, like John Santos said, if Kane tells Levy, I'm signing that contract. I'm signing this contract. If Poch comes back, he's bringing Poch back tomorrow. This is how much power, in my opinion, Kane has right now.
Okay, first.
Yeah, I think Levy has. Sometimes you see like sports people, successful ones, they have like offices of like when they've won something, they have the year or something, when they've won the title, or all the like Djokovic and Federer, and probably have like titles that they won. I think Levy has the managers' names of when they managed to and from in like sort of like laminated like frames like in his office.
You know what's funny enough? He probably has, because it's when you have managers with big names, it gives off more focus on your club, which means more sponsorships, more just more money. If it's like if it's not somebody attractive on the sideline in terms of name, of course it's not gonna really show in the pockets more than, for example, somebody like Antonio Conte, toxic as hell, but you know what you get from Antonio Conte in terms of the manager, in terms of like his name out there in football. You just know you can't, even though I hated the guy a lot, people in football respect him. Even if you don't respect him on here, people in football do. So that's why it's important, I think, as well, why you want somebody like Nagelsmann. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. Like, we in the whole mess. We just a whole mess. That's what I say. I don't care about the football next season as well. I don't care about what I care is about actually having a structure and trying to get things right. I keep trying to say it, man. Like we are a mess because at this moment in time, we have Levy doing the manager search right now. I'm scared, yo.
Why are you scared? Why are you scared?
Because we could end up with fucking who knows? Like we could end up with a Nuno sort of like next thing I know, fucking Gattuso's my manager.
Oh yeah, he just left AC Milan. Yeah, he did.
No, that was a while ago. He left Valencia. I think it was
Okay.
Valencia, the last club. One of the Spanish clubs was it? Oh
Okay.
my god.
Yeah, because you lot actually went in for Gattuso last time.
Yeah,
You
until the whole
Gattuso?
family started like no to Gattuso hashtag, bring out his pass and shit. So I was saying like, but the good thing is I think Levy knows exactly he does want a similar situation like it was in that summer where we had like 70 managers rejecting us. But funny enough, we didn't have a director of football at the time. We didn't. Steve Hitchen wasn't a director of football. He was just a chief scout. That's the difference.
Okay. You currently have a DOF now. His
No, we
Paratici
don't.
still you don't
That's
have one.
what-
So you don't
no, we don't
so you
have-
have no
obviously-
no DOF and no manager currently.
No.
Wow.
But I think this is the sticky situation we have. Levy's preferred option would be to go and get a director of football now and then he continues the manager search. But the issue is, because Nagelsmann is the first choice and he wants to know who the director of football is, it's kind of like, what do? Do you go for director of football that he maybe doesn't like and then you risk out missing him out? But that director of football can be the guy for you. They can form your club literally.
Facts.
Or you go for director of football that fits Nagelsmann and Nagelsmann likes. You get Nagelsmann in now, and even after Nagelsmann leaves, is that still a director of football that you actually like keeping at the job as well? This is how I think it. This is how I look at it as right now. And if you ask me, I take the second option because I think the type of manager Nagelsmann is, I think fits the philosophy of the club as well, which is working with young players, which is playing high intensity, positive football, which is the club what the youth club used to be like. The guy used to talk about how at the time when he was still at RB Leipzig, he would have loved taking over Tottenham if Pochettino leaves, and how big of a fan of he was of Pochettino's football, which is kind of not similar, but it comes from the same ideas of like ideology in terms of like wanting to be active instead of being sitting back like we used to. And you know what? I'm tired of sitting back, bro. Why am I seeing three at the back of Eric by having to defend when he's not a defender?
Yeah, he is a DM, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's a shit DM.
You lot continue to bump up the likes before we close out.
Don't
We are going to close
sugarcoat
out
it,
very
Jess,
shortly.
please.
We're only at 61 likes.
I could go more in, but let me not speak.
Let's go up to 70 likes, people. Still hit the subscribe button, man. We're still free short, and there's still over 90 of you like in the building. You're clearly enjoying the content. Get your final few questions in. Just please keep them Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, or Manchester United related, please. And yeah, yeah, go on, Victor.
Yeah, I want Peter was saying. I think I've been saying this for a while now. I think managers should start interviewing us. Like, what do we have for them? Because our club has nothing.
What do you bring to the table?
Exactly. What do you bring to the table? Like, I think Matisse said it as well. Like, we should start interviewing us. Like, there's nothing we can really bring for them to be like.
This is, we are. We're them girls, right? That have like hella IG clout, but they don't work, provide nothing, but they think because they're giving out pussy that like they deserve the best.
So we hoes basically.
Pretty much, we're a hoe with hella IG followers. That's what we are.
Hey man, you can change from you can become the hoe.
Like, you know what I mean? Like think about it, right? Think about it. Why is a successful man, like in like a relationship analogy, guy mid to late 20s, works a good job, makes a good salary, takes care of his body, has good habits, good self-discipline. Why are you going to just put up with that shit? You can find a better situation. Like building a girl up, all that shit is cool, but like when you're already built up, you don't want to have to do this, and like if you do make that decision, subconsciously you're always going to be looking over your shoulder, like looking at other gal. Like it just is. because you think like I can do better. You know, like so it's like, I'm not surprised that like we're in this weird cold war of like a manager like negotiation face off. Everybody's been saying it's pretty much a done deal and final days for like 2 weeks. How do we have 2 weeks of final days? What's going on?
Endgame. Fuck it.
Go on, Victor. Carry on. Say what you're saying.
No, it's a train.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a Dragon Ball episode.
Cool.
It's a Dragon Ball C episode. Like, you know, it was 10 minutes of screaming, but it's supposed to like 8 episodes.
It was
bro,
a,
exactly. That's what it is. Like
it was a what?
charging,
Say it again.
It was
we're
a
charging the spirit bomb, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's supposed to crush in like 10 minutes or some shit.
Or like Goku running on Snake Way for like 12 episodes. Fuck.
Yo,
man.
that took us fucking liberties, that man. No, man, I'm still not over that. And people don't remember. I'm not watching this online. This is on TV, so this is half an hour episodes, Monday to Friday. You know what I'm saying? And how long that shit took.
Yeah, but we had to wait. We had to wait the whole day. This
guy, man, he's not charging up for 2 episodes. Like, yo, I want to just fight. You know what I'm saying? And that. There's literally a part in the Boo saga when they get locked in the hyperbolic time chamber with Gold Trunks and Piccolo and Gold Trunks are talking, and then Gold Trunks, and then Boo's like, yeah, I'm tired of this. All you people do is talk, and I was like, yeah, you damn right. You know what I'm saying? And that. Even if I'm here siding with the villain, if you might just be chatting, hella talking. It's like, yo, get to fighting. But I hear your point overall, Peter, about Chelsea not being an attractive proposition and why managers would interview them. You do have some good players, but it does seem like just a whole.
I think we're an attractive proposition, but only to a certain caliber of person. Like if you're a 7, right? 10s aren't going to be kicking down their door to come get you. Like if you're a 4, 7s are not telling their friends that they're fucking with you. You know, it is what it is. Like you can't try and stray outside your zone too much. So it's cool, man. Pochettino might settle for us. Like, get cool. I'm glad he did. This is what it is.
He's trying to change the whole man to make her a housewife. Like, don't say it.
Facts.
Sure, Jess, man.
Whoa, what?
This guy, yo, it's the way you said it. All right, let me see if I missed any questions and that. I was saying, hey, Frankie, the analogies made sense, but I thoroughly get what everybody was saying. 110%.
It's wild, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It is wild, but you have to bring it to real life shit for it to make sense. It's Sarcasm City TV, people, home of analogies. Bro, I saw that same guy send a super chat to Norridin today. Guys on a mission. Hopefully you didn't get my OG Norridin, but shout out to Norridin every single time. What's going on here with this laptop? A man asked me if Leeds get relegated, will I do a celebration stream? I will drink on that Q&A on that Sunday if they get relegated. 100%. Harry Kane, over to you. Yes, I will celebrate that. Don't care if United are in the top 4 or not. I need Leeds gone. That turns a good season into a very good season if they get relegated. 110%. Look, we start talking about Gallon Prime shows up. You know what I'm saying? How ironic. How ironic. Cameron says, which striker do you think Poch will buy in the summer, or will he develop Broha and Fofana like he did with Kane? We'll go to you first on that. We'll go to you, Peter. What are you saying?
Why are we buying a striker?
That's what he's saying. Do you think you want? Yeah.
Hey, man.
You got strike. What 9s have you got? You got Havertz. Who else? What other 9s?
Havertz, Fofana.
Havertz is not a striker.
Royo with the torn ACL. Lukaku on loan. We got 9s, man.
Yeah, but no senior. Well, yeah, Havertz is senior, not good.
Hey,
enough.
man,
What is
we're not
going on
buying
with
a 9.
Lukaku?
Okay, here's a question for you guys in the comments who assume we're buying a striker, right? And Nkunku going to come into the team. Kai Havertz might be sold. Hopefully will be sold, but like, I don't know. They bought Fofana. You have Broya, who's rehabbing a torn ACL. You have Lukaku. The elephant in the room is Romelu Lukaku. Coming back from loan. They're not going to buy him. He's going to come back. Why are we as a club going to buy a 9 with Lukaku still on the books? What's going to happen to him? Where's he going to go?
Shanghai Tigers.
What 9 are we going to get? You're telling me they're actually going to buy Tony and just eat the ban?
Yeah, that's not with how you lot go.
It depends how long the ban is, I suppose.
Yeah, it's dependent on that.
We know, like Sturridge, for example, right? Sturridge got done for gambling and missed like a year in Turkey. There's precedent for stuff like this. I feel like they're going to try and throw the book at him, man.
Yeah, so I don't like the optics I've always said this. I don't like the optics how they consider betting a lengthier ban than some other things. So the optics.
Oh, I don't like the optics either at
it
all.
doesn't look
But
right.
like Chelsea, are Chelsea going to buy him knowing a ban is looming? Probably not. Like there's legal issues with signing a contract with a player who you know probably did something. I don't know. It doesn't. As much as we want this mythical striker to show up, we don't really have any options, man.
So
Also, we just talked about wanting to trim the squad. We're gonna throw in another striker. Are we not gonna be okay if Pochettino takes stock of what we have in certain departments and decides that it actually is good enough and tries to make it work? Because I would.
I presume this. Aubameyang, I think, is going. Right? I just think he's just generally.
I genuinely forgot about him.
Yeah, I think he's going. Murray's coming back from an ACL. I don't know when. I presume it's going to be well after the summer transfer window, so you can't send him on loan. And he's not probably going to get the minutes, so you're probably going to send him on loan for the second half of the season. Datro Fofana is probably going to go out on loan. Kai Havertz, I got to tell you, I don't think there's a market for Kai Havertz because he stinks.
Kai Havertz.
You don't see a German team coming in for him.
No, the only German
I
team.
think the issue would be his wages. He would need to take a
his
massive
wages
wage
are astronomical for a German team.
The
only one who pays big really in Germany is Bayern Munich.
I mean, Dortmund could pay them, but they're not going to pay Havertz.
Yeah, exactly.
No chance. And we got strikers as well, so
And
no chance.
Lukaku. See, if it was me with Lukaku and you want the Inter goalkeeper, I'd try and work out a deal like that. I'd say we want your goalkeeper, you want Lukaku.
Do they want Lukaku though?
That's what I don't. Do you want Lukaku? But I think Lukaku is all about because the loan fee was so small in the summer because they're covering all his wages. So the reason the loan fee was only about £7 million was because they're covering his entire wages for the year. So his wages aren't on our books. That's the point as well. When he comes back, you're absorbing his wages into the new wage system. So my thing would be, okay, how can we work out a deal? If the reports are true that Onana is the preferred goalkeeper target, I'd try and work out something like that. But even then, I think that's optimistic. So, and the striker thing's going around. Osimhen's a no-go. He's not moving this summer unless it's an astronomical fee from Paris Saint-Germain. But I don't think they're going to do that anymore. PSG because they've got FFP issues as well. Tony with the ban, and then it's like, who's next? Really, Harry Kane's not happening. What? Even if you get Poch, it's just a no-go.
Yeah, that's not happening.
There's no one in the Premier League that really stands out in terms of buying a striker. And then you go like Jonathan David and.
That guy's a scrub. I'm telling you,
yeah, exactly. So the striker market is very limited, very limited. So I think the reports that Kuku's coming in, and then there's reports of João Felix for a second loan deal is probably true.
Hey, more João days, man. Let's go. Stay with us, bro.
Yeah,
we're to see one.
I think they're going to do something like that where he plays a false nine or something like that, or because those are the only options essentially. You have João Felix and then Kuku up front next year, which doesn't mean more goals, by the way. So you know what I mean? Because they're not out strikers.
Tomoru says apparently we're the front runners for Madison switching Manchester United between 45 and 60 million euros. Source Mo, where did you hear this? I have not seen this. Like genuinely.
Also, where does he play, man?
What's the source?
Where does he play? In United States?
He's going to sit behind the captain.
I seriously mean this, man. Where does
no. You know where he plays? Like in places, you know what I'm saying, of a certain Portuguese guy.
He's not playing now.
Yeah, but he's not.
Ten Hag loves that guy, man. He loves
because he ain't got better in it. You know what I'm saying? In that. Like,
okay, but I'm just saying, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Some people have blind spots.
Some people have
blind spots, man.
I don't think that's a bad idea, but I just don't think that's going to happen.
I see. People said the same about Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
People said the same about.
Well, Harry Maguire like actively
saying,
plays against you like in your own mouth.
This is the-
Yeah, but people
Okay.
and hey, Bruno does the same thing. Hey, I
Hey,
like
but
Rice.
it's on
Then
the
I
same
had
level,
Curry.
though.
Then I had Curry go and Rice, and I was like, this is something new. You get what I'm saying? And that. You don't know what you have till you have it. You know what I'm saying? So just saying.
I heard that.
So
you
yeah,
said,
a certain
"Trust me, bro."
Portuguese, a certain Portuguese guy will be on the bench. Yeah, I know what Mo's like. That's why I asked for the sauce. You know what I'm saying? In that.
No, but what's it
Mo,
called?
I know he does. But yeah, go
No,
on.
I can't. I need to say something. Like people, you guys have to stop this Hojlund thing. I'll be honest. He would be a good understudy if you bring Ash, or if you already have a striker. Let's say we didn't have Richarlison. I'll bring Hojlund in from Atlanta and make him know from Kane. But he can't be leading the line for like a top club who wants to chase big things. Like let's be honest, Chelsea fans going to expect big things next season because they're expecting good players to come in and they're going to overrate the team. They're going to think like, let's go and get top 4, maybe challenges for the league title because we play only once a league. You know how crazy these Chelsea fans sometimes can be. And you can't have Hojlund, who is he's still developing. I think he's only
That's
19.
what I mean. I was like, when they linked to him, and I thought, oh, he must be doing well. But his stats are what they should be.
No, he's not even doing great at Atalanta.
Exactly.
He's doing bench
crazy
appearances right now.
stats. Yeah, he's not doing crazy stats or anything. You know what I mean?
Like I said, he's a good prospect. That's it. Like I think
that's what I mean.
I've been watching this kid for a minute. I think there's talent there, but trust me when I say this guy, I think he would need to hit the craziest purple patch to come in and lead the lines for Chelsea next season and actually have deliver a crazy season.
Yeah, because like I say, the striker market's so bare, man. I mean,
You have to probably do your research. You'd have to go and scout.
You got to really. I mean, you're gonna have to really like. That's why I think that this Roque, what his name is, has popped up again, as they are the market is pretty out of it. You know what I mean?
Fuck it, Rick or Rocket, come and lead the line for Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's this?
Just the kid from Brazil, the 18-year-old.
Right. He's
funny enough, I had a Chelsea fan. I know somebody as a Chelsea fan. He said, "Yo, we have to get him and make him start as a striker." I think the kid hasn't even reached 10 league goals in Brazil yet.
That's the problem, though. You get these South American kids; they show a little bit of skill. Oh, we gotta sign them up in the next,
the next Adriano, Kaká.
Yeah. You know what they don't say? They turn out to be more like the next Richarlison. That's what they won't say. Do you know what
I know people hate him and have strong feelings about it, but none of these like options actually sound better than bringing Lukaku back and just seeing what happens.
Yeah, man, bring back Big Rum.
I'll be honest. To be honest, it's just really more the emotional side from people because of the interview. I think if
I'm not saying Lukaku is going to be the long-term option, but
yeah,
for the summer window, you can only buy what's on the market.
Yep,
it's not a lot, bro.
I mean, and unless human are actually willing to go with the young striker way and let him develop and kind of develop. But then again, you have somebody like Proja there, who is young as well. You might as well just want him try him out. Like I don't know, like there isn't really that ready made. Like even let's say someone like Kodumani, he's not ready made. He just had the one season at Eintracht Frankfurt. So is that really really ready made? Before that, like I saw Simon post about like Kodumani. Man, you weren't there watching him at Nantes. Come on, nobody was here sitting. There were only very few people, maybe, that you probably knew in your circle that said, "Yo, Kolomwani at Nantes." And I'll be honest, the most these people didn't even know this was the guy that was wanking in this Saliba video. Go and Google it on Twitter, people.
Good Lord,
that's the reality. People found that Kolomwani was the same guy. This small people found, oh, that's Kolomwani.
I didn't even know it was Colo Mali till you just told me. I had no idea it was him.
This is my point. Like people didn't really know like that. But again, Eintracht Frankfurt did they research and they got it. Funny enough, quick story on that. Paratici had Kolomani on his list as a free agent to bring in, but Conte said, nah, I don't want this guy. I need Richarlison. I hate this Conte guy. He said us back.
You know what? I never would have guessed you dislike Conte.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is news
give that
to me.
to yourself, man.
Bro,
you need to be more talkative about it.
He rejected a lot of moves just because he didn't get the guys. Because he wanted Osimhen at Tottenham last summer. That guy, bro. I swear I hate him.
Cool. And to Prime,
he's a visionary, man. Wow.
yeah, 100%. And to Prime, who says, "What do you mean? I've been watching for at least 30 minutes." No, Prime, I know you be watching, but as soon as someone mentions anything female related, you're in the comments. Is the point I'm making? I know you be watching. I'm just saying, as soon as there's a girl analogy or someone mentions anything to do with females, Latimus Prime pops up. You know what I'm saying? In the black hoodie. Like, no surprise, biting his bottom lip. I don't know why you're biting your bottom lip in the profile picture, but you know, he's to their own. He's
Italian. He's Italian.
What did you say? What did you say,
Back
Peter?
to the light skin faces, I hear it.
Yeah, you know what? That is a light skin post still. Hey, Prime, man. This is, man. You better start acting that skin, fam. You know what I'm saying? You better start acting that skin, you know, Prime.
That was his hot. This was his hot boy summer in that.
Bro,
everybody started feeling themselves.
I said he was having a hot boy summer, you know. He was.
Ed,
Prime.
Ed, I'm not saying that. I didn't say that that nobody knew about Koulibaly. Of course, there are people that knew Koulibaly, but I'm talking about in terms of like when he actually started to pop up. A lot of people didn't know who it was until everybody found out. Yo, this is the guy from the Saliba video that was doing his thing in the locker room. And that's what I'm saying. Like, probably Ed, you probably knew. I knew about Koulibaly, but then I little bit didn't watch a lot of him, to be honest. But I kind of knew his name because he was always running around. Because I think he was even linked to a Premier League club before he went to Eintracht Frankfurt. But again, it comes all down to like scouting and getting these players before sometimes they go to these clubs and then demand. Because again, like you said all the time, it's a seller's market these times now. The seller takes the market. Like when they go, for example, you see Anthony go for 100 mil. Why do you think the Ukraine from Shakhtar was saying? The guy from Shakhtar was saying, "I want 100 million from Modric." What did Anthony really do in football to really demand 100 million? See, that's how football goes now. Unless you go and really make intense, clever signings. Like Badiashile is a very clever signing. I think another season in Monaco, he goes for like 70, 80.
First, we'll end on this. Raven asking.
Wait, don't say that out loud, man. Remember, Todd's made every mistake. Every transfer Todd then being that made has been bad. Just remember that.
And also this terrorist if he's a player today.
Yeah. Now Madureki's favourite of the month. Now no one will mention that.
Let's go. Let's go, O's. Yeah. Let's go. I'm watching baseball, guys. Real sport.
He's watching baseball, but yeah, Raven, flawless. What's your score prediction for United tomorrow?
Team's actually good this year. Fuck you.
Fucking Rounders. That's what you're watching, mate. That's what
probably Rounders. You know, this guy just.
Hey, Rounders is shit sport, man. Get rid of it, man.
So is baseball, but you know what I mean.
Oh wait, you guys play tomorrow? That's nuts.
Yeah, we play tomorrow with a late kickoff tomorrow.
Late on the same
time.
7 p.m. UK time.
Why do they do that?
PM on the Sunday.
Fuck knows.
Do these people not have families and shit? Why do they do that?
Holiday.
They just messing up with my. They messing up my schedule. Messing up my schedule.
This guy's trying to take his Canadian girl on a date. I hear it.
You remember lockdown when they did
I told you my girl's not Canadian. Don't do that. We'll go on carry
on.
Yeah, she's not. She's French Canadian. That's the difference.
She's not French Canadian.
He's saying from Montreal.
Probably, probably watching this, thinking these about a dickhead. She says she knows you about a dickhead anyway.
His Flawless goes out and gets a baguette every morning, man. That's what it is.
She knows you about a dickheads in it. So
French toast.
Hey, tell her thank you.
Yeah, she'll hear it. She might be watching now. You know what I'm saying? Flawless, what's your score prediction for United tomorrow? 2-0 United.
Is it away?
Yeah, it's at West Ham.
Under the bright lights.
Score predictions, who cares? We got 40 points, man.
42 points.
Yeah,
well done, 42 points. Yes, these guys.
And you got to win.
Love to everyone who has locked in. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Check out the playlist for this channel as well. Check out the playlist. If this is your favorite show, people, there is a playlist for this show. So you can just go and click the playlist and then select through all the episodes as well. You can catch it Saturdays, midnight. We normally do it fortnightly, but you might get it a bit more frequently now. But yeah, man, just again, love to everyone who continues to support. We're going live in just under 10 minutes on the Twitch, people. Live in just under 10 minutes on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Link for the Twitch and everything else is underneath in the description because we're going live for the LA Lakers Golden State Warriors game 3. Western Conference semi-final, game 3. Series is tied 1 apiece. So make sure you head over to the Twitch. You download the Twitch app for free. You sign up for free. And then the same way you watch and comment is the exact same. The same way you watch and comment on Twitch is the exact same as on YouTube, people. So head over there. We'll answer. Obviously, if you're an NBA fan, head over there. But we'll also answer other sporting questions. So anything football related. Obviously, it's Canelo facing Ryder tonight as well. So if you got questions on that or anything else. But yeah, man, anything else you man want to add before we close out?
Nah, man. We won today. In the chat asking who's my MLB team. I'm an Orioles fan, so we're whooping the Braves' ass right now. Hold that. Marcel, I don't know what question you asked.
Nah, we just go ignoring because it's a dead question anyway, innit? So we just going to end the show. So yeah, man, love to everyone who has ending the show anyway. Manchester.
Marcel, you're asking who I'm supporting next season? I don't know. I'll get to you next season.
Hey, we're defending our title next season, Napoli. All right, that's where we're defending.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Right now, I like Napoli. I like Union Saint-Gilloise. I like those teams, so I'll probably stick with them for now. But talk to me in 4 months. I have a better answer for you.
Marcel is a dead question. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Peter couldn't wait to answer it. It was a dead question.
Hey, Marcel, are you having another 3-month sabbatical like you did this season?
Nah, I don't. Guys, when I stream, I don't really have the stream tab open like that. I'm sorry. I don't. I'll be doing other shit. So if you ask me a question, unless somebody reads it or if I'm reading, I don't see them. So most of the chat, I just kind of miss.
Yeah, I didn't get to it, and he was like, "Yo, why are you ducking the question?" It's there ain't nothing to duck. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it's
man. I don't know. My correct answer is I'll see how I feel.
See, so we don't know. I'm sure Peter will tell us. You know what I'm saying? When he's
I'll let you know. I'll make an announcement.
Exactly. You make a full announcement like you did with Southampton.
I'm 2 for 3 on loans this year. Oh shit!
Yes. My bad. You know what I'm saying? So good.
I'm 2 for 3 on loans this year, guys. I'll be better next year. Have no fear.
We're on the road to the Super Bowl next year anyway, so you can.
Facts. I'll be honest. If the Orioles keep it up, I don't need another. I only needed a lone team in football to make me happy. But I have sports teams that make me happy now. This was before I got Kevin Durant. At the end of the day, we still have Kevin Durant. It's okay. It will be okay. Chris Paul will not be here for forever. As long as I have one team that's good. And it looks like I have 2, maybe 3, so it's cool.
Fast. I hear you. And yeah, Marcel, I know it was a genuine question. It was a dead question. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we're all dying to know the answer.
Dead question.
A genuinely dead question. But
hey, hold that, Marcel, if your feelings are hurt.
Guys, this is the first combined show since March where Chelsea and Tottenham both won.
Bro, I swear, it's so crazy.
March 11th. It's been almost 2 months since we both won in the same month.
Bro, it's been a minute, bro.
It's that crazy, Flawless.
That is nuts.
And this is probably the last time we both win. I'll be honest, because they play Villa next week, and then our last 3 games are so peak that we're not going to win. So,
you know what? Next week is the big game for the Conference League spot.
The Conference League do or die match. I'm ready. I'll be there. We should go watch it.
Wait, what match is this?
Tottenham versus Aston Villa.
All right, cool. All right.
What do you mean? There's a big
because I didn't know who it was. Hey, if you might want to do, is it a 3 p.m. kick, right?
I don't even know. Why did I laugh at this like that?
Hey, if you might want to do is watch along on the Twitch for that.
Also,
if you might want to do it, do it.
No, you don't want to do Tottenham streets for all year when he was doing that once. You were there.
He wanted to do Newcastle Tottenham with Sanchez, Skip, and all those terrorists playing.
Okay, let me respond. The reason why I can't do that 3 p.m. kick is because United are also playing at 3 p.m. next week.
Who cares, man?
That's why I care. I care. You know what I'm saying? Just because you man's teams is dead, I care. I do care. That's why I'm doing it. Of course I care. I'll say it. Of course I care.
I'm trying to tell us that he cares.
Of course.
Oh wait, Chelsea play 4s at the same time. Oh yeah, I'm definitely watching Tottenham Villa, man.
It's crazy. Yo, Marcel, whatever, man. You always in the comments whining. I'm gonna block you if you carry on. So yeah, love to everyone who's locked in the sky, always whining.
Lake Show, man. He doesn't know.
I'm saying, always whining. Not even the Lake Show. This guy always complaining about some shit, man. Like a
hey, Ed, facts. I'm gonna have a Sarcasm to the TV special to announce my loan move next year. I'm gonna do it.
We will be there.
I like the LeBron decision.
Yep.
My next chapter.
Yeah. It was man.
Yeah. Well, love to loved. Yeah, man. Big up to everyone who has locked in. Like I said, we're over just under 5 minutes now. away. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'll probably tip off late, but we're over there for Lakers Warriors on the Twitch. But this has been the Manchester United Chelsea Tottenham Hotspur show live on the Sarcasm CTV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.